Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a bit of a tool review. I haven't done them for a while. I'm doing a review on this particular MIG welder because we've got a new MIG welder and we won't be using this one anymore. We might use it if we need something a bit more portable, because the new one is a more professional, larger welder. This is a smaller SIP handy Migmate welder. This was actually given to me by a mate of mine. I wasn't using it, said he's never going to have any use for it, so he gave it to me, and we've used it quite a lot, to be honest. We'll just talk you through the good and bad things that with this welder after using it for a few years. Like I say, it came to me used. It had been had a fair bit of use, I think, before he got it. So the cracks and things that you can see on the welder there were all there before we bought it, and a bit of paint chipping and rust coming up. But as for the welder itself, it's a MIG, so it's obviously got the trigger on there. It's a decent enough gun. We've got some new ends for it that we put in occasionally, but the gun works well. It's nice to hold. One pet hate with this thing is it's got to be super straight to get the wire to come out of it. And obviously, if you're welding in spaces, sometimes you can't get it super straight. And if there's any bends in this wire, in the cable off the actual the gun, it's sort of, the wire will stall and you'll get and obviously that then starts getting, if you're trying to do a bead, you've got and it's not brilliant. But if you can keep the wire straight, keep this bit from not kinking, then it's really good. For the size of it and how much these cost, these are relatively cheap, and it's a lot easier than a cheap arc welder. So I definitely have one of these over an arc welder. It's a lot easier. But we'll get you a bit closer and show you some of the features. So on the front of the welder, you can see there you've got a min and max there for power, and you've got 1 and 2. So that are the only power settings on there. I'll find for instance, if I'm welding 2mm sort of to a body or something like that, it's got to be on minimum and it's got to be on 1, else we start blowing holes in things. Got a wire feed speed there. It does change the speed, it does work, but like I say, it's got to be straight. If it's not straight, I mean, it could have been years from it being stored with this bit here with a bend in it, and it just doesn't come through well. You've got your power cord, which is the standard one, and then you've got your earth clamp there. This one's a little bit battered from where it's been welded onto things, but that's your earth clamp there. And then you've got your roller wire there, inside there, and you've got your wire feeder. Now this, like I say, it can judder, it can jump, so over time we've done different things. This has got a couple of washers under it now, just to try and keep a bit of pressure on the wire to keep it flowing through. There was a spring on this that fell off over years, so now we've got a bunch of washers and a different type of spring in there just to keep it moving. Obviously, this being gas or gasless, we've never used it as a gas welder, we've only ever used it gasless. This is flux core wire. I don't know, the welder is probably good as a gas welder, but the reason we haven't used it as a gas welder is that the wire feed isn't brilliant. So we thought, what's the point, we might as well buy a better welder, because if we get some gas and use it as a gas one and the wire feed is still juddery, then it's pointless. So this wire, you can buy that from Screwfix or wherever. I think it was 20 quid for a roll. What we got on there, flux core wire. It's bought by the weight 0.90 kilograms, and it's a 0.80mm wire, and I've welded 2, 3 and 4mm still with that wire, and it welds well once you get it going and get it going right. Easy to change the wire on this welder. this undoes the tension there, and then you just pop this out, one of there, and then that takes the wheel off. Then you just feed your wire through, push it into the end of there, and you can push it through as far as you can. Keep the cable as straight as you possibly can till it gets in the gun. If you've got to take the end off the gun, it just unscrews. Just wind it in, and it works like that. You have to put our 2 washers back under there, just to get the tension on there. Make sure that the wire's in the middle of the roll. But I can plug it in and show you it feeding the wire, just so you can see what it's like. I don't think it's probably like splutter at the moment, but we'll see what happens. So when it's in, plugged in there, got the gun, turn it on. It's feeling quite nice there, but now we've got a bit of a thing. The speed has slowed down, and especially when you're welding and you've got it in an area and you're welding along, it will sort of go, and you know that the wire feed has stopped because it's sort of coming out, welding, sparking, stopping, coming out. Well, so it's, I mean, it's a good feed if you can just keep it straight. I mean, you've got the extra speed there, look. But you can see by what this is doing as well, that it's sort of a bit juddery. But it welds okay, it does the job. I'll see if I can do a little bead, for what you know I wasn't going to do any welding, but I'll do a little bit here, see if we can see what it's thicker. We need to turn it up a little bit. Brush that off, then I'll show you. As we know from my previous videos, I am not a welder. Never been taught how to weld, as you can probably see. But if we look closely, where is it there? You can see that it's not too bad. It's done a bead. It's got good strong weld, decent penetration. So we'll try one more, but yeah, we'll compare this to the new welder once we get that one up and running. There you go. There's the issues, look. That's why we got problems with it coming out. Make sure. There you go. If you just move it round. But that's no good every time you're outside welding or whatever, and you have to keep fanning about with it. But you can sort of see the judderiness of the feed. Or was it just jumping about and stuff? There's another one. So it ain't bad. It does the job. But I think a more professional style gas welder, they'll do a better job. But if you just want something cheap that'll get you through, then it does do a decent job. You just have to bear with it when it's spluttering and splatting about. But yeah, that's the SIP Handy Migmate gas and gasless welder. So please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.